Let's go! Batter up! We're taking the afternoon off. It's a beautiful day for a ball game today. The fans are out to get a ticket or two. From Walla Walla, Washington to Kalamazoo. It's a beautiful day for a home run, but even a triple's okay. We're gonna cheer and boo and raise a hullabaloo at the ball game today.
Hey everybody, it's me, Rick Acosta, the Dodger Card Collector, coming to you with another video. Today is Thursday, December 7th. Would be failed to remiss that today is Pearl Harbor Day. So, something I always think about when December 7th rolls around. I know it's not discussed as much as it used to be. Seems that 9/11 seems to be more of the topic for the younger generation, but thought I'd acknowledge that today is December 7th, Pearl Harbor Day. It's been a couple of weeks since I spoke to you guys. I took last week off just because I made this card room video of mine that ended up turning into two videos. There were talks of a third. I don't know if I will do it, but the video ran a little bit longer than expected, so I just split it up and released them hours apart. So I didn't make a video last week. I'm back this week. And since I last spoke to you, I missed you guys, but since I last spoke to you, what's been going on? I always like to do sports first just because you guys hear this all the time. I'm a sports card collector, but I also love sports. So I went to the Rams and the Browns game on Sunday. The Rams pulled out a victory, and they are now even at 6-6 for the season. They're in the playoff hunt. We need the Packers or the Vikings to start losing a couple of games in front of them. Still have 5 games left in the season, so we'll see what happens there. NBA, they have some type of... I can't even explain it to you. All I can say is the NBA has some type of play-in tournament. Tonight, the semifinals start. The Lakers are playing in it. I think the winner, each team member gets $500,000, something along those lines. NHL, the Kings are playing in Montreal tonight. Brings back memories of my Montreal trip from 2015. But they're playing tonight against the Canadiens, and they're in second place. They're a couple of points behind the Vegas Golden Knights. Hockey usually starts, for lack of a better word, hockey usually starts warming up around the holidays, right after the holidays. So, I still watch it all the time just because it's my replacement for baseball. And speaking of baseball, the winter meetings are going on as we speak. Everyone is waiting to see what happens with Shohei Ohtani. Several teams have been mentioned. As of last night, I keep hearing it's between the Dodgers and the Blue Jays. Don't know what's going to happen there. I know that the Dodgers might also be making a move, along with everyone else, for Yoshi Yamamoto. Yankees traded for Juan Soto last night. Wasn't surprised the Padres unloaded him. From what I'm reading from ESPN, Padres got a good return. And that's good that they got a good return because they gave up a lot to get him. So baseball's just around the corner. I'm really thinking we're going to start seeing some free agent signings soon. And before you know it, it'll be spring and we'll be talking about 2024 Topps cards. Like we always do. Like we're always talking about cards. Hobby-wise, I've been pretty quiet. The last video I showed to you that was with me in front of the camera was my review of the Pasadena Card Show. And at that point, I had bought a 1941 play ball Ted Williams. And when I buy a big card, I tend to get a little bit gun shy. And that same weekend that I won the Williams card, I also won several auctions, of which some of the cards I'm going to show you today. Some of the cards I'm still waiting for them to arrive, and I'll be showing you those in a couple of weeks. But the last 10 days or so, since I've been pretty quiet, and when I say pretty quiet, it doesn't mean that I stopped buying, because that would be a lie. I'm not going to be one of those guys that says, I'm not going to buy any cards in December. It basically means, for me, it means, buy some $2 cards, $3 cards, $4 cards. And I did that in the past week. I think I bought several 1963 cards. They were like commons, $2 or $3 each. So hopefully I'll show you those in the coming weeks. Couple of questions that I got in my card room video that I wanted to talk to you guys about really quick. I just wanted to show you a couple of things. I had questions on when it came to my Dodger team sets, where was I getting the dividers? Here are the dividers here. BCW makes these tall. I get the tall ones, the tall trading card dividers. They end up looking like this. And you can't see it on here, but there is at least from what I'm seeing on the camera, there should be a label here that says 1954 Bowman. And what do I do to make those? It's this thing. I bought it. Somebody on Facebook told me about this, or Twitter, years ago. I bought this on Amazon. It is made by it's the Brother P Touch, and they make labels. And they make them in different colors. I choose to be very basic and go with white, but that's how I make my labels for these dividers that I'm showing you. And like I say, when I'm staring at the computer right now, I don't even see the label. Maybe when I watch the video, it'll be like right there. Another question I had was regarding my dividers that I had in my dresser drawers. I had one dresser drawer that was devoted to Topps Heritage cards and to commons of sets that I'm not building from 1951 to 1969. I bought this at Hobby Lobby. It's actually 4 feet long, and then I just measured it based on what I needed in my drawer, and I think I got like 10 little versions of this, but I bought this at Hobby Lobby. It's back in the art department. Hopefully you have Hobby Lobby where you guys are. I'm really naive when it comes to those things, so I don't know if those guys are like nationwide or not. So what do we got going today? I am going to show you some cards that I've just recently won. Recently, meaning a few weeks ago. And yeah, so let me turn around. I'll show you what I got. Okay, so we've got some pickups from 1963 Topps. These are from 2 different sources. Mantle Rules on eBay. He's got a nice selection of vintage stuff. I hadn't checked it out in a while, and a friend of mine mentioned that he saw a bunch of new 1963 cards on there, and I went on there, and I picked out a handful. And my other source is from All-Star Cards out of Overland, Kansas. Is it Overland Park? It might be Overland Park, Kansas. They had an auction, so want to show you what I've got. I think I've got about 8 cards, and we're really starting to see some names here. Obviously, Hal Brown isn't one of them, unless you're a Yankee fan. And so there's Hal Brown. The next card, I like these combo cards. Star Receivers, Earl Batty and Elston Howard, arguably 2 of the better, if not the best catchers in the American League at this point. So that's Earl Batty and Elston Howard. Next, 6 series checklist. There are 7 series in the set. I'm one of those that does like to buy clean, unmarked checklists. They just look better. I know as a kid, we always marked them up. I don't need to do that now. I've got other ways to keep tabs on my cards, but here's the 6 series top checklist. Let's see. These are a couple more Yankees. Tex Clevenger, pitcher with the Yankees. I'm starting to pick up a lot of Yankees. And one more Yankee, John Blanchard. I want to say this guy was either the backup or the bullpen catcher who never caught. He just always caught guys in the bullpen. I could be wrong there. But there's John Blanchard. Okay, so the next set of cards are coming from, as I mentioned, All-Star Cards out of Overland Park, Kansas. Please check out these auction houses, especially these we all know the heritages of this world and the REAs, but some of these smaller auction houses, you get some good deals. All three of these cards I'm about to show you, I got amazing deals on. First up, Eddie Matthews and a PSA 6. And these three cards I'm going to show you, I won well below VCP, you guys. So the only card I lost out on was Carl Yastrzemski. But I won the other three cards, and these were completely unexpected in winning just because I put in the lowest opening bid, and I never bid again, and I won. Next up, Whitey Ford. Arguably, probably the best pitcher in the American League still at this point. National League had a lot more, Koufax, Marichal, Gibson. I think in the American League, it would be the chairman of the board, Whitey Ford, coming off a 17-win season in 1962. So that's Whitey Ford. And the last card, Bomber's Best, Tom Tresh, Mickey Mantle, Bobby Richardson. Again, to emphasize the point, check out these smaller auction houses. I won this. I won this for a small amount of cash, seriously a small amount of cash. And I was kind of surprised nobody else. There were some bidders, but they just all kind of got quiet at the end. So this is a PSA 6. And it's always neat to get a card with Mickey Mantle in it. But with these cards now, I am down to, oh gosh, I think I need 56 more cards to finish the set. So we still got some big names in there. I still need Mays and Aaron and the regular Mantle. But we're getting closer. All right, let's see what else we got. All right, on my last couple of pickups, 3 different sports. You guys know lately I've been buying cards that aren't just baseball. So my first pickup is something I should have done 30 years ago, and I forgot, never did it. And I'm kind of glad I didn't because it was a really expensive card back in the early 90s, and that is the Jaromir Jagr. I want to say this is his rookie card from the O-Pee-Chee Premier set. In the 90s, this card was pretty expensive. And when I say pretty expensive, $20 or $30, like in 1992. And for me, that definitely was a lot of money for a sports card. And I bought it a few weeks ago. I think I paid like $9 for it. So this will actually finish my 1991-92 O-Pee-Chee Premier set. And I'm just making sure I got the year right. I bought a Jeremy Roenick and a Jaromir Jagr because a few months ago I realized I didn't have those 2 cards. So now this set is finally complete. Get that one off my books. Next up, a couple of basketball cards. You guys know I've been working on the 1971-72 Topps Lakers team. And I was able to pick up in the same week Jim McMillan in a PSA 6. I paid all of $5 for that card. Jim McMillan basically took over when Elgin Baylor retired. Elgin Baylor was pretty beat up, torn Achilles, I think. By the time the 71-72 season started, he only played maybe in a few games before he called it quits. Jim McMillan was moved into the starting spot. So our starting forwards were Jim McMillan and Happy Hairston, with Hall of Famer Wilt Chamberlain at center and Gail Goodrich and Jerry West. And this was the team that eventually started the 33-game winning streak. Eventually, after Chamberlain retired, Lakers needed to replace Chamberlain somehow. And McMillan was the victim, being traded to the Buffalo Braves for their starting center, Elmore Smith. Elmore Smith was a pretty decent player in his day. Lakers seemed to want a little bit more out of him. After 2 years, he was involved in the trade that brought Kareem Abdul-Jabbar finally to the LA Lakers. So that is Jim McMillan. On the right, you're going to know this guy. That's Jerry West. And I bought this card a year ago. This was my brother-in-law's Christmas card, or Christmas gift, and I liked it so much. I bought him a 5. I liked it so much that I bought myself one. So I bought this one in a PSA 6, and I now have 4 of the Lakers cards from that year. I don't know if I'm going to get all of them. There's only like 8 or 9 cards, but 3 of them are team leaders, and one of the guys, frankly, is a guy I really never heard of who didn't even play on the 71-72 team. So I'm still looking for Wilt Chamberlain and looking for Happy Harrison and Keith Erickson. But those are my 2 cards from the 71-72 top set. And my last card, it's been a while since I've shown you or I bought a card from this subset that I love to death, but I was finally able to pick up a 1961 Topps All-Star, Brooks Robinson, in a PSA 6. Wasn't easy to get, especially after he passed away. It seemed like the prices went up, but I was able to get a good price on this card. So I'm fairly happy with that. Having 18 of the 22 cards to finish this set. And this leaves me now with Hank Aaron, Ernie Banks, whatever the Phillies first baseman's name was back then, and manager Paul Richards of the Baltimore Orioles. That's all I need to finish that set. So, short pickups today. I just wanted to show you some cards that I was able to pick up in the last month or so that it's taken forever to show to you guys. But that's what I got for today. And if you stuck around this long, thanks so much for watching. We'll talk to you next time.
It's a beautiful day for